The idea and the conclusion I came to on how do we balance, right, the dunya and the akhirah was you put everything that's obligatory first, right? You're not missing your prayers, you're staying away from major sin, you're reading your Quran, you're going to the masjid, you're involved in your community. Like you get all of these things done, your fundamentals.
Yeah.
Then
and by
there's
the way,
nothing.
You can have fun as well.
Like after that, there's no issue with, okay, you have everything down. There's no issue then if you want to spend a lot of time trying to build a big business. It's just, you can't put the business first and then you're using it as an excuse to miss your prayers.
And you can enjoy yourself as well. I say this to people all the time. Do you think I live a miserable life that I don't have things that I enjoy? Me and the family, we go out. We go to different restaurants. Me and the kids, we go out. We go to indoor playgrounds. Literally yesterday, I was at an indoor playground enjoying my day with my kids. Right? There's nothing wrong doing things that are just perfectly fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Islam doesn't say to you that you have to be in worship 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There are times when you enjoy yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The Prophet ﷺ, there were times, glimpses of his seerah, you'll find that he was enjoying his time with his wives. Like he'd be racing them. Does that make sense? So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We know some of the companions that were very wealthy. So like I said, the main objective is, I'm trying to get closer to Allah. There's nothing wrong with taking from the glitters and the glamours of this world to give assistance to fulfilling that main objective, right? Whether we like it or not, a lot of the da'wah that we do, it is a end product of the hard work that different professionals, right, put into. Whether they may be lawyers, whether they may be politicians, whether they may be the wealthy. Does that make sense? Like if you look at a lot of the masajid that have been built, the mosques, right? How did it come about? Through the donations and contributions of those who were blessed with wealth. Does that make sense? Whenever we want to build an institution, right, we reach out to those who are wealthy. So it works both ways, right? They need us and we need them. Does that make sense?
I say that a lot. I don't understand how people can't wrap their head around this. They're like, if you have money, it's super wrong. How did the ummah get built? How did we grow?
Exactly. Like even when you look at the da'wah of the Prophet ﷺ, it was a collective effort. It was a collective effort, right? You had the rich, you had those who were extremely skilled on the battlefield, you had those who would just spend time in the masjid, like Abu Hurairah, the man who narrated the most hadith from the Prophet ﷺ. I believe it's 5,372, I think it might be. A big chunk of our religion hinges on Abu Hurairah, right? One of the greatest companions. وَالْمُكْثِرُونَ فِي رِوَايَةِ الْأَثَرِ Abu Hurairah ibn Umar. Even Suyuti in his 1,000-line poem, he mentions Abu Hurairah narrated the most, and then he was Ibn Umar, the son of Umar ibn Khattab. So you had those kinds as well, who were just in the masjid, right? They gave all and everything to just seeking knowledge. You had those who were busy in the markets, who would fund and finance, right, the military expeditions, right? And when the people were needy, it was through what they were paying, the 2.5% that they were paying, right, that was aiding and assisting the poor, the needy. Yeah. So it's a whole ecosystem with different individuals from different walks of life who help build a community. Does that make sense?
So this brings me to another question kind of on the similar topic, where because of social media, we have everybody's correcting everybody about everything, right? And where do we draw the fine line of where so much overcorrection of people's problems or maybe public sins causes more fitna and division in the ummah versus the actual correction when people are publicly doing things wrong, right? Do you see that balance?
Yes.
Like, how do we strike that?
I think it's important, again, we go back to the concept of knowledge, right? It's like me correcting a doctor and I have nothing that I can offer with regards to medicine, right? I have a cousin, same age. We grew up in the same household, right? Literally our homes are a couple of doors away from one another when I lived in London. But we took different paths. I took the path of knowledge. He took the path of pharmacist, medicine, right? He became a pharmacist, right? Like I call him, he calls me. When he needs a fatwa on Islamic related issues, he'll call me, right? And when I need a medical fatwa, I'll call him. just understanding that one needs to limit himself to his lane. Does that make sense? This has been one of the biggest problems on social media. And of course, it's a double-edged sword. This has honestly been one of the negatives